rights to this song? Yes, we're back, Messi. We're back. Good to see you here. The song says, I love you as you are with your imperfections. No one is perfect. So again, we need to touch on those standards. Nobody's perfect. I'm just waiting for my guests to come up. Then I'll edit through. Hi guys, hi everyone, hey Kuda, hey Charity, Farid, ZFS UK, hey Sis, hey Gift, how are you guys? Hey Lorraine, hey Uhuru Botanicals. With your mistakes, I love you as you are. I don't own the rights to this song. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Wow, 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 wow. Hi guys, hi everyone. Savvy Chat 3 is back. It's back, it's back, it's back, it's back. Just waiting for Lorraine to just request to be on here. Oh, she has. Perfect, 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 perfect. No, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. Official fucking thank you, thank you, thank you. How are you? 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 Thank you so much, guys. Hey, Shalene, how are you? Wow, thank you so much, guys, for coming in. Welcome to Savvy Chat, the third one. My name is Taffy. For those who don't know me, I normally introduce myself as the event planner because that's what I do. I organize events, weddings, bridal showers, everything, you name it. And I love, 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 love the stress that comes with it. And this COVID, I thought, let's do something new. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about relationships, dating, marriage, weddings, you know, you name it. So that's how Savvy Chat came about. And last week we had the amazing Pesima Gaya, who started us onto the topic about relationships. We touched on boundaries. We touched on what questions to ask, what questions not to ask. You know, you like the way that I say Taffy, the event planner. Of course, I'm the event planner, the only one. But today, because I had so many messages that came through, thank you so much, guys, for all your support and all your love, and all the questions that came through. And I had a few people also that were so nice and suggested other people that can actually come through and share their own views. Everybody has got their own experience that they can share, and then we can tap into their ideas, their tips. So I have Lorraine, who will be joining me today. She's the one who dressed me today and the week before and the week before. Check out her boutique, Loz Boutiques, for all your nice, pretty tops and dresses and shoes. So she's the one who will be joining me in today, just for us to carry on. I have requested her, so anytime from now, she should be in. Waiting for you, Lorraine.
Hi, guys.
Well, do you want to turn your camera, because I'll have to go like that to see you?
Are you able to turn yours around? Because mine is not working that way. Are you able to turn yours?
I won't be able to read the comments as they come through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the comments will just remain the way they are, portrait size.
The thing is, I'm gonna try, okay. But I was having problems earlier on.
Sorry.
Okay.
You look lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
Of course, your Loz Boutique, you would.
I hope this will stay, I
hope so.
Because it's...
And if you want to make it lean on something, books, stacks of books or something like that.
Okay, I'm going to try. Honestly, I'm going to try. But...
At least that way I can read the comments as they come through as well. I won't have to tilt my head. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
Trying, guys, but this thing is not playing with me.
Try and make it lean on something. It should work.
The better.
Stay there.
Okay, yeah. I think hopefully we'll be able to survive in the next 30 minutes.
We should be. We should do. So yes, Lorraine, welcome.
Hey, guys.
Hi girl. This is weird.
I know it's weird. I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to switch my brain.
We're not here to talk about what I'm wearing, because we've done that already. You woke me up and upstairs.
I talk about brands, but when it comes to relationships, I can easily post, but talking about it, I was like, oh, I guess God is trying to stretch me.
Yes. So before we start, anyway, as I informed you last week that somebody had actually requested for you to come on. They'd seen all your posts, your comments that you were putting on, and I think they follow you as well on your personal social media platforms. I don't know. Yeah, and most of them were like, can you please bring Lorraine? She might touch on a different perspective from her experience. So this is why you're here.
Oh, thank you.
So tell me, who is Lorraine? I'm not going to try and pronounce your surname.
Okay, so my name is Lorraine Gbadegesin. So it's a silent G, right? And
I was going to say...
Yeah, so no, don't pronounce it. The G is silent, so you just go Gbadegesin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not the only one, to be honest. Yeah. So my name is Lorraine. I'm sure all of you know me probably by Loz Boutique. I'll probably give you a bit of a background so that we can get real. I don't want people to label me as Loz Boutique, so business or whatever. I just want us to connect heart to heart,
Of course.
Yeah. So my name is Lorraine. My Shonan surname, it's Manenji. Then obviously I'm now a mixed Niger wife.
Niger wife. Are you
we're all one. Before God, we're all one. So anyway, I came into this country when I was 18 years. So I just finished school. I think I only stayed, most of my schooling I was at a boarding school. So when I finished school, I didn't really stay a lot at home. And then, my sister was over here, and she brought me here, and I'm ever so grateful, So I came over here when I was 18, and now I'm 34,
Wow,
So
you don't look that
I've lived the chunk of my life over here, and obviously being at a boarding school, you really spend time with your parents, But one of the things that my mom told me, before I left for UK, she said, we're never going to give you rules on how you're going to live your life, but I want you to fear God. Fear God not because it's going to do something for you, but fear God because it's going to give you the best life,
Amen.
And from there, I think I caught it, and I had seen how she was a prayerful woman. She was one of those people that she finish her shift, because she works in a hospital. She'll finish her shift, and then we'll go for an all night. But it wasn't anything to say, my parents were strict. Honestly speaking, my parents they were not strict. And my dad had this rule that, Anjinamana no roa,
Okay.
So we grew up, we grew up like that, just knowing that my dad doesn't like us to be beaten. And my mom, she's not a talkative person, but she would tell you what's on her heart. And because I saw how my parents were to us, that it wasn't the rules or the regulations that they put on us that made me to where I am, but because of the way I think they just pointed us to God to say, if you're going to live this life, is God going to be happy, So I really, really owe it to my parents because they taught us to have that personal relationship with God. So when I came here, I was 18 and, you were trying to navigate through life. But I knew definitely that obviously, I was studying ACC accounting and finance. And I was like, I just knew definitely like God had given that task on me. But, sometimes when you're in this country and people are telling, accounting job, you're not going to get a job, maybe switch to nursing, all those things, right? Yes. So all those attributes, they made me realize that, you know what? Who do I really want to live the word by? Do I want to live by what people tell me? Or do I really want to dig down and get to know God for who he is, So over the years, it was just one of those things I was like, you know what? I just want to know God. And for me, I had like a meeting with myself. And I was like, okay, this is England. England is telling me that you're not gonna get a good guy. England is telling me that you're not gonna get an office job, right? Okay. England is telling me that you can't live on your own. You have to share a house with somebody, right? Okay. This is what people had already narrated how you're gonna position your life. And I'm thinking, okay, if God is the one who created this earth, and God has already written in his words that if you seek me and you find me, I'll give you your heart's desires, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, one of my heart's desires was like, God, I want to come to the UK. You've granted me that already. Yeah. So why should I water down your word based on what people say or based on how people are living, So I put my points down and I was like, okay, I definitely want to have a good job. I want to make sure that I look after my parents, when I'm done. And I also think I was like, God, I really want to get married and I want to have a white wedding, And those are my heart's desires. And the other thing was
on the marriage bit, did you sort of like list the type of husband that you want, how he's supposed to be built, how much money he's supposed to have? Did you have that sort of list, or it was just I want a husband?
To be honest, I think my list was more like, because the church I was in back home, it was called Church of Worship. I had seen marriages that people had dated in church, got married, and I had seen them flourishing, Okay. So my list was like, he has to be a man after God's own heart. He has to be someone who serves in church, not serving as in like, they're ticking the boxes, but serving and he has to love people. He has to have a heart for helping and loving people. So those were my attributes. But at the same time, God knows I wanted a good life, But the honest truth, I'm not just saying it from a person of like, okay, I want to try to sound spiritual. I think for me, it was more of like, I don't think I can handle a man who goes out clubbing every weekend.
Yeah, okay.
I knew that I won't be. I wanted a situation where we will hold hands together, we'll go to church. we'll pray together. If we have a problem, we'll pray together, you know? So I had that perception of like, okay, this is the kind of guy I want. You know, I want a guy who loves God, you know? So, you know, so throughout that time you're going to school, you're navigating through life and just seeing situations, you know? And I was like, you know, at some point I'm like, oh, God, I know you're real. You know, I know for a fact that you would definitely grant my heart's desires.
Yes.
But I then realized that I need to actually work on me, because I can't.
So it's something that you realize yourself that, okay, I've put my list here onto God. This is the type of husband that I want. This is the type of life that I want to live.
Yes.
But work on me first.
Yes. I was like, work on me, because I'm that kind of person that I don't like expecting things from people, right?
Okay.
Without meeting that standard. Because I realized that if I expect something from you and I've never walked in your shoes, I will not understand how you got it, you know? So for me, it was more like, God, I want you to work with me and work on me, you know? Yeah. And the last thing that I wanted was to let God down, because so before I even came to the UK, you know, getting a UK is not easy, you know? And I waited for mine. We applied for my visa. I waited for about a year and a half for it to come through. I don't know why it took so long, you know, but I remember one Sunday in church, you know, many years back, and I was praying, and my mom had given me pocket money, right? And we were in church, and that was like $20. And when we were praying, God told me that I want you to sow that whole $20, because I'm going to grant you the life that you want. And I was like, this is $20 that my mom is giving me is like my monthly pocket money. If I'm going to put all of it, how can I? Do you understand? So I put that $20. And when I put that $20, and God was like, I'll grant you your heart's desires. But one thing you have to promise me, stick with me, you know? So I remember very well, like every time when I would pray, I'd be like, God, I gave you my all. And I'm giving you my all. So, but now I want you, now I'm in the UK, I want you to perfect me so that I'm ready when I meet the right person, you know? So one of the things that I started doing is, you know, my sister at that point, she had gotten married, she'd moved to London, you know, I was now living by myself in Birmingham, you know, in a studio flat. And guess what? I only shared a flat with my sister. You know, I've always lived by myself. So I was not living in Birmingham, you know, and I remember very well, like I would be listening to Hillsong, and I'll be like, you know what, God, you know my heart's desires, you know, and you know the kind of life that I want, you know. And sometimes I'll be driving to work, because I was working in Bromsgrove that time. So I'm driving to work and I'm seeing these nice houses, you know, big, and I'm like, God, if these people who probably are not Christians can have this, I want it, you know.
Exactly.
You know, so at that time, yes, I'm navigating through life, I'm working, you know. At the same time, my friends are getting married, you know, and I'm saying
at this point in time, you were not thinking about getting married yourself. You were trying to organize your life, wanting big houses, wanting the big jobs and stuff. You were not focusing on a husband because you had prayed to God already. You had left it to God.
Oh. So at that point, I think there was a time I asked God, I said, how come every time when I talk to my friends, they're going on date nights? Like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me that I can't get somebody who will take me on date nights, you know? Because for me, after 6 months, if I see that, there's nothing, like, I don't waste time. Do you understand what I mean?
When you made this prayer, did you go out to church, to dinners?
Yeah, so at that point,
you to meet these people, or you were just set at home, like, God, I've prayed, now I'm just at home.
So for me, trust me, if you know me very well, I don't sit on my hands. You know, at that point, I joined El Shaddai, right?
Okay.
And when I joined El Shaddai, and I was like, you know what, I'm here to serve God, right?
Okay.
And my mission was like, it wasn't for anything else. You know, sometimes people serve because they want to be seen or whatever. For me, it was, I really, really want to get to know these gods, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to church, and at that point, El Shaddai had 3 services. You have your Wednesday, and then you have your Sunday morning, and then you have your Sunday evening, right? I was constantly on those 3 services by myself. And I used to drive a Yaris, right? Hey. I remember up back and forth. I'll know after work, I finish work at 5, I get home, or sometimes I'll finish work late, drive straight to work because I'm serving, or maybe I'm a steward, and then after I'm counting money, the offering money after service.
So either you were going to meet your husband either at work or at church.
Yes, that was me. That was like, if he is gonna find me, I'm here to serve God, but I'm not here in this church to look for a guy, because I had been in situations where you can date somebody in the church, right? And things, they don't go over, right? And that can really affect your spiritual life. But what I want people to understand is, when you truly know who God is in your life, whether you date somebody in the church, in your church, or another church, or whatever, even if it doesn't work out, you can still break up peacefully. You can still break up peacefully because your destiny is not tied to that person. So that relationship not working, it's got nothing to do with how the person is a bad person, but it's something to do with your destiny, and that God has seen that even though you love me, both of you, the journey that I'm taking you, it's not compatible for two of you.
Right.
So for me, it was more of like, okay, now I'm getting to know this God. I'm not in this church to look for a guy. That was actually not my priority. My priority was like, I really want to see how far I can go with this God. I really want to see. My number 2 point was like, I really want to show people that God is really good. So I want God to use me whilst I'm still young to proclaim His word, And some of you probably know me through my Facebook that I will post a lot of verses and I don't, to be honest, it's not something that I'll say, oh, it's done strategically. Sometimes I'll wake up and God just tells me my heart to post something, And I'd already conditioned my mind that the relation that I'm working on is me and God. Right.
I like that.
Yeah. So I was now constantly going to church, serving, and I'm like, God, they are mature couples. They are, they probably have less time on their hands to do as much for you. But I'm a single person. I don't have kids right now.
Yeah.
It's me and you. So whatever I can do with my hands to help the church and for the church to progress, give it to me, So I was in the refreshments team. I was in the stewarding team, and I was.
You were busy.
I was busy.
But I like the fact that you were busy serving God.
Yes.
And Charity here, she's actually agreeing. She's saying that's right. God will take care of your business whilst you take care of His. Yeah. You were serving.
Yeah. So I was busy, but I'm not saying that. Even though I was busy in the church, I wasn't having a social life. I would go for parties. If someone invites me for a birthday party, I would go, But because I was working on myself, I started to see that the standards that I was raising for myself were godly given standards, right?
Okay.
So this godly given standard would help me to match the vision that I have, that I've received from God, so that I'll be able to know when something approaches me, if it's not the godly standard that I have, then it's mine. I can't, so for me, I was now in a position where I'm like, I'm so sure of myself that, what, God won't let me down,
So when the wrong person comes, you will know.
Yeah, so, but one thing that I've also learned when I was as a single person, at some point, my mom was like, Lorraine, you need to stop this being bridesmaid all the time. Because I was now getting, requests, can you be my bridesmaid, give me my bridesmaid,
But then no wedding.
and no wedding, And at some point, my mom was like, I think this will be your last wedding, isn't it? But for me, you know what? I was like, I want to make sure if I'm going to help my friends' weddings, I'll do it 100% because right now they don't have time. But I have time, I would do it at my best ability. And, and most of the time my friends were like, oh, Lorraine, thank you so much. You've done this for me. You've done this for me. Because I was like, you know what? As I am serving you, I'm also serving to God.
Definitely.
Right? So I'm not looking at my cost. If you tell me the dress is 150, I'm not looking at my cost to say, does this fit or not? I'm looking at, I'm serving you because you're fulfilling God's purpose. So I'm just a servant. And that servanthood spirit led me to learning a lot, It taught me that, you know what, you can be as flashy, you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not a nice person, no one wants to hang around with you.
That's
and so I was like, God, I really want, I want you to really prune me whilst I'm here, work on me, because I was a very ambitious person, and sometimes that was a thing that I didn't want to scare people away, because I don't want them to feel like, okay, she's using material things or whatever vision she has to push
scare men away.
I wanted to push people towards God. So I started being a bridesmaid, serving, running around for my friends, and I'm like, God, if this gets married, I want to have a wedding at some point, Like,
how did you meet your husband? How did you meet Sammy then in the end?
So now I was now in the church, so busy, So one day I was doing refreshments, and then he tapped on my back, says, "Oh, hello." I was like, "Oh, hi," and then we just went. So at that point, El Shaddai had about maybe 300 members,
Okay.
So I was like, who is this guy? And then, but the way he approached me, it wasn't an approach, and it was just like, hi, like a confident guy, hi, I was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then he went. So for me, it was more of like after serving, straight into my car, go home. Yeah. So with time now, I started expecting that hello, because I was not getting excited. This is nice, but then
I was getting excited.
I was getting excited. But at the same time, remember when I was praying to God, I hadn't really specified to God what sort of a person, where from, or whatever. I only just said I wanted a man that is good after God's own heart. So I was like, but this guy is Nigerian. Okay. But with him, what I liked about him, right? He took his time.
Okay.
To just being a nice person, and he wasn't a guy that who's taking you like flashy things or whatever. Like some people start telling you what they do, etc. So as I got to know him, and I'm like, man, this guy is mine. Like, and I'm seeing him day in, day out. He was one of the earliest guys that I in church, because he was on sound desk. And I'm like, he's always on time. Like, he's there. He's
like, he was there Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, every time as well.
And even when you see me, wait from a hi, and then like, come and give me a handshake, and he goes. He wasn't a guy that is like intruding in my space, but at the same time was a gentleman. So from afar, I would see how he's treating other people. He'll open the doors for them. He'll help. If he's talking to elder people, like ma, he's showing respect. He's really nice, he's really nice. So for me now, I started like praying. I was like, God, I know obviously we are from different cultures, right? But I'm starting to like this person. I'm feeling comfortable.
This is before he asked you out for a date.
Before he asked
you were having this prayer already.
I was not praying. I was like, God, it seems like a really nice. Like, I'm ready. Like, I don't know. I'm just, I'm just looking forward to seeing him. And then it's like now I'm now in between. Like, okay, he's not from my country. And then I'm now thinking about what people say about guys from there. And then in my head, I'm like, no, but what does God say? So I kept on referring back to my relationship with God, not what people say. So at that point, none of my friends know this, right? I'm getting
to know me in your head.
Yes, I'm getting to know me, and I'm also getting to know him in our own space.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because sometimes talking too much, right? You are opening your ears to different voices, someone will say something, sometimes it's you and God and the person. Because those are the people. Remember, you are marrying somebody, right? This is your lifetime choice. There is no, so for me, I'm not asking my friend to think, does he think this guy is good? Because how is your friend going to help you in that situation? And if you are my friend, you will know me. I always say to you, I think you need to pray about this, as long as you know that's in line with your vision. Because I, as a friend, I have my own limitations, So I can come to you now, tell you, nah, this and that. And then you are the only person who's going home to that person, So for me, I remember very well that even whatever comment that you would make about him, I needed to be so secure. My choice, I'd already something exactly,
Yes.
So I was constantly like, so I started praying. I was like, okay, God, like I actually enjoy. And you remember, the days that we are going, we're just going to Costa for coffee. We're just going, and for him now. And I'm thinking, okay, so this guy, I'm starting to see like, he's doing really well,
Yeah.
But he's not telling me. It's me when I'm asking, how's been your day? What have you been? I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so switched on, like he's doing this, but he's not telling me. I'm getting to find out. So even if I ask him another question and or maybe we are talking and I'm like, oh, I need to work on this, that. I'm like, okay. So later on, he started challenging me. I was like, okay, it's now pushing me as well to do more for me. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And then eventually now, when I was now starting to, he started, obviously, that was probably about 3 or 4 months later, after taking some time to get to know each other. So at that point, I was now ready to say, if you ask me, I'm going to say yes, because I'm ready.
Just marry me.
I felt so like I was not comfortable with my relationship with God, I actually felt like in my heart, I could see that I've really changed, I could see that I've really, really changed my heart. I am much more softer towards life, and I could actually see that, what, my life really is on purpose for God, So I could really trust God's word more. Do you get what I mean?
I really, really love the fact that from time ago, you had your foundation in the Lord.
Yeah.
And you based everything on God first. So even before you started thinking of dating, of anything, of getting married, you told God what you wanted.
Yes.
And he actually brought that to you, because right now you're happily married, aren't you?
Yes.
Guy.
But what I want to say is, I'm not saying that for me, like, so you see, when we are talking, we're going for possible, you're already seeing the mindset for that person, right?
Yeah.
So for me, because I'd already worked on myself and the mindset and the vision that I wanted, right?
Yeah.
I could actually see engaging with him to say, okay, this is what life is about, So it had nothing to do. At that point, I don't know what's in his bank account. I don't know what sort of salary he's getting,
Yeah.
I don't know how he lives or his parents are. I don't know. But what I'm saying there is someone who has a vision and they love God. Do you understand?
Like
but God also knows my heart's desires, right? So we are speaking and we are talking,
Yeah.
And then I started later on now in the relationship, and I'm now getting these gifts. I'm like, God, who would buy me a flat screen TV? Who would buy me an iPad? That was years ago, like who
bank account is now revealing itself.
Exactly, all these Pandoras and all this, they were just coming, and I'm like, wow, so I started asking, I was like, okay, I actually I'm not at that level yet, right?
Yeah.
And I was not asking, I was like, okay, what really made you to approach me? It's like, okay, Lorraine, one thing that I saw about you, that you were not in a group of friends like cliques, you were confident in your own skin. That's number one.
You need to be confident in your own skin.
And number two, your mindset. And your mindset. And at that point, I was like, this is the mindset that God was working on me. This is the mindset
for you to be ready for him.
To be ready for him, right? And the funny thing is, when I was now reading the scriptures like this week, right? And I was reading the story of Adam and Eve, and it said that God took it when God had created Adam, right? They started creating all naming the animals and all that. This is now Adam at work. Eve is not even born yet. Do you understand what I mean? By the time Eve was birthed, by the time God created Eve from Adam's rib, she was only created to help him. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But you can't help somebody if you don't have the standard from God. Do you understand?
Definitely.
You can't come to me and say, I've checked, he's got all the he ticks all the boxes. His credit score is high, he's good, he's excellent, he's got a car, he's got what I'm saying is, you're checking all of those things.
Yeah.
When you're not having an argument in the house, what if it beats you up? But you haven't had time to get to know the heart of a person. So all those things are material things, because he can have a nice car, a nice house. He can be dressing amicably, right? But if you haven't worked on yourself, right, you are now in this big house. You are not content in yourself, and you can't meet your needs. Or what if tomorrow he has a car accident and he doesn't have that car? Or what if tomorrow his business goes bankruptcy and the credit score goes down? You know, so for me, the bottom line is, if you can't expect a standard that you can't meet. You can't expect a standard that you can't meet. And I'm not saying that you should be married once you have both. I'm talking about your heart and your mindset.
Yes. On that note,
Sorry?
Yeah. Go. No, I was just about to say, on that note, I'm just looking at my time. If you can give us a few more nuggets, and from today onwards, I'll be calling you Pastor Lorraine, and I need a book from you. I need a relationship book from you.
Okay.
So just a few last tips that you can just give out just before I get on my next guest on. So and I will be bringing you back definitely to this conversation again.
Okay, my advice that I can say to you guys, right? I'm just gonna get really practical, because I know when you remember something that has been done in a practical way, it will stick in your heart, right? I draw this board. I don't know if you can see it. This is God at the top, right? God has taken his time to create this man, right? And when he finished creating this man, he created the helper, which is the woman, right? So you, the woman, now, God has already created you, knowing that there is somebody specifically for you. Why don't you spend your time getting to know the creator then? You know, because the creator is the one who's going to give you your heart's desires. You know, stop shortchanging yourselves. Honestly, stop shortchanging yourself, and don't cut God's process. Don't cut it short. You know, because if you quickly jump onto that person, right, you are clouding your eyes, you're clouding your vision, and you're not going to be able to, when you're at that point of dating, you're not going to dig down deep through all the critical things and discuss, because you've already clouded it. So let's not put our hands in God's process. You know, if you find somebody and they're not pushing you closer to God, it's okay, bye. We'll catch up later. Bye, Felicia. We'll catch up later. You know,
exactly.
You are so valuable, right? That God has created somebody for you. And you guys, you are also valuable. So if you see a girl who is not willing to allow you to grow and they're demanding financial money and things, please buy Felicia. You know, because as a man and a woman, we are all equal, and God loves us. You know, all I can say is, let's push our hearts for the things of God. And when we push our hearts for the things of God, we'll be good to each other.
Wow, Lorraine. I don't even want to say any last words, because you have said the last words. Thank you so much. Honestly,
you guys, thank you.
Guys, I will go through all your messages as well. I will post them through. Thank you so much for all the encouraging messages that you've been posting as well. And thank you as well for joining in. I am still going to jump off and then jump back on with Mr. and Mrs. Mush as they share their own journey as well. Because, you know, love is a real thing. Thank you so much, Lorraine. I will bring you back, Lorraine. I promise. Savvy Chat is not going anywhere.
No, it's okay, guys. It was nice having a lovely afternoon, and just let's get closer to God. He's got everything we need. Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to drop this live and then come back on again. Please join in, bring in Mr. and Mrs. Smash, who